Jared Shafran joined by Harrison Watt for FerrisStateBulldogs.com. You can see right behind us the Ferris State men's hockey team getting ready to take on the University of Michigan Wolverines on Friday night. Puck will drop at 7:35 p.m. And Harrison, this is going to be a great matchup. Michigan ranked number 6 coming into this game. And last year these two teams met in the first game of the season. Ferris State got the victory 4-3. I'm sure the Wolverines looking for some revenge here as we get set for Friday.
One of the best offensive teams in the country in the University of Michigan. In fact, the number 1 goal-scoring team in the last 2 seasons. They're up nearly a goal per game from last year's production, so it's a formidable foe with a really good top line as well, looking for some revenge. The other side, Ferris State looking for their second consecutive win against the University of Michigan. Yeah,
you look at this Ferris State team, and you got to look at their defense to stop this Michigan offense. You mentioned it, Harrison. They're number 1 in the country offensively. The Bulldogs, led by goaltender Darren Smith, have been playing really well defensively, haven't been allowing many chances on net. And 4 senior defensemen should be a great back end for Ferris State, try to defend this Wolverine team.
Not only 4 senior defensemen, you look at that blue line and you were wondering at the beginning of the year who's going to be the 6th guy. And it's hard to say that there's really a third defensive pairing here because there are a lot of really good top 4 defensemen. Zach Dorr has developed into a really good defensive piece this year. Tyler Durantes has been huge on the back end for the Dogs. So I think Ferris State defensively has a good advantage against this University of Michigan team.
For Michigan, it's all about their top line right now. Kyle Connor, as a freshman, leading the country in points per game. Tyler Mott, the Mott family. A lot of people here at Ferris State familiar with CJ. His brother is goaltender for Ferris State. But Tyler Mott, 27 goals, leads the country in that statistic as well. And those 2 guys, along with JT Comfer, have provided the best line in the country.
Not only that, they're outscoring some entire teams by themselves. That one line I looked last weekend, and they had almost as many points as the entire University of Wisconsin Badger team, a team we saw earlier this year. Definitely a formidable top line for that Michigan team. But there are some chinks in the armor. You take a look at their defense and their goaltending, and they do let up a few goals per game. So Ferris State's got some they've got some areas that they can work their way into if they want to get into this hockey game.
Michigan coming off a win and a tie with the Wisconsin Badgers last week. Same results that Ferris State had when Wisconsin came here to Big Rapids back in October. And we look at Ferris State, Harrison, and it starts with Gerald Mayhew. He's their leading scorer. Another couple points last weekend. Mayhew now with a 4-game point streak. And Chad McDonald as well with a 4-game point streak. And those 2 players have really paced the offense for Ferris State over the last couple weeks.
Well, it's that strong junior class that's done really good things as well against this Michigan team. Chad McDonald had a goal the last time Michigan was here on opening night of last season. Kyle Schemp has scored in both of his career contests against U of M as well. And that junior class is doing big things as they've done since they stepped on campus here in Big Rapids.
Well, we've talked about defense. We've talked about scoring. A guy that provides both of those things, Simon Denis, is going to join us here to help preview Michigan and a great game coming up on Friday between the Bulldogs and the Wolverines. Simon, huge game here. You've been at Yost a few times before. You've played Michigan pretty much every year. So what's it like playing a team like this in a building like that?
It's exciting. You know, it takes you back to the old CCHA days where now I guess only our senior class has ever played in the CCHA, so that was a chance where we get to play Michigan 4 times a year, and it's always fun. Anytime you get to play a big-time program, it's always exciting. You know, we don't get to see them as often. We got them in our barn last year, which was a lot of fun. You know, it's great for the fans to kind of get to see those old rivalries that we used to have in that old conference. So anytime we get to play Michigan, it's always good.
You mentioned last year, and obviously there's an electric atmosphere here, and great way to start off the season for last year, but I'm sure it's been a long time since then. What do you remember from that game? And I'm sure not much carries over from last year, but how much do you think they want to try to get a little revenge?
I mean, it's always on your mind anytime you play a team. Now, I guess only once a year, once every 2 years. It's always you always remember the last time you played them, and every time you play a big-time full like that, you're gonna cherish it a little more. I still remember student section was already full by the time the game even started, and the building was packed. It was sold out 10 days before. Just the whole excitement and atmosphere in this whole town for really what led to our season last year it started in that game. So it's always fun anytime, like I said, you know, you get to play those big time schools. You play the Wolverines, or you play the Spartans. Everybody, especially in Michigan, knows who you're playing, and it's always you're in the spotlight, and you know, we love that.
Last thing, they've got an offense that's scoring almost 5 goals a game. and you're on defense, but you can provide some offense as well. What kinds of things have you been working on to try to slow them down a little bit offensively?
You know, we really haven't changed anything. The way we've been playing, I guess basically since Christmas. You know, we've been playing really well. We've been playing our systems, and we finally found an identity, and that was our big thing with our team, was to kind of find who we were as a team, and we've definitely found that now, and we're doing a good job of playing in those systems. So, you know, they got some great goal scorers. You know, that whole first line is, I mean, top 5 in the nation in scoring, 3 of the top 5. So it's impressive. You can't deny that. But I don't think we have to change anything. We just kind of got to go in with our game plan and be confident that that's going to work.
All right, good luck tomorrow.
Thanks a lot.
It'll be a sold-out crowd on Friday night at Yost Ice Arena as the Ferris State Bulldogs take on the University of Michigan Wolverines. We'll have the call on Sunny 97.3 FM. Our Bush Insurance pregame show starts at 7 p.m. and the puck drop is at 7:35. And Harrison, there's a couple other ways to follow the Bulldogs as well here over the coming days as we get set for Michigan.
Yeah, follow us on Snapchat at Ferris Athletics. Simon Denis will take you behind the scenes with Ferris State hockey this weekend as they travel down to Ann Arbor. You can also follow us for a live broadcast of the morning skate tomorrow on Periscope as well at Ferris Athletics, and of course on Twitter at Ferris Athletics and Ferris Hockey for live score updates during tomorrow night's game.
That's it for us. We'll talk to you tomorrow night from Yost Ice Arena on FerrisStateBulldogs.com.